Hello guys, so again I am Farzana Yah and this is my bio IA. I passed up this in 2018, so it might have a little bit changes, so just take my advice with a grain of salt and listen to your teacher. Whatever she say, that's the truth. This is just like a guide. A quick disclaimer, first off, do not copy my IA bulat-bulat. Please don't do that. If not, you will get into trouble of plagiarism. And as we know, IB memang pantang plagiarism ni, so you jangan cuba-cuba. What you can do is take my method and take the way I say things, the way I explain things, and maybe the formatting. That's it. Don't cuba copy my IA, just don't do it, bro. And then second thing is listen to your teacher. If something that I said contradict with what they say, listen to them because they know the latest requirement and the latest things and I don't. Okay? And another thing is, I'm so sorry but I cannot give you my IA. So sorry. Sebab I don't want, no, sebab I know teacher yang tak kasi us take sini punya IA back semua tu sebab they don't want us to be too restricted and too macam dependent on that IA kan, and then tak kreatif or tak macam membuka otak macam tu. So I'm so sorry I couldn't give it to you macam tu, but you can read it through this video. And then one last thing very important also is I think my IA ni is quite macam too thorough and quite a lot. If you do a little bit more lenient than this or a little bit more relaxed than this is also okay, okay? Don't stress out, bro. You don't need to be exactly like mine. There's no one way to do this. Always consult your teacher. And like to be honest, I feel like mine was a bit too much. If you can tone down a bit pun okay je. Okay je. So don't stress, okay? Alright, continue with the video. Alright. So first things first kan, your research question. Okay, macam ni. Untuk research question, I rasa you kena tengok banyak-banyak orang punya so that you dapat feel apa tu research question and then baru you boleh come up with your own research question. So itulah, tengok banyak-banyak orang punya. Kalau you tengok research question diorang sahaja pun tak apa, at least you get an idea like I said. Alright, so my research question is, does the consumption of common antibiotics such as this, and this affect the presence of Lactobacillus casei shirota bacteria found in probiotic drinks? Okay, so it might be macam benda tu, but basically macam ni. I nak tahu, adakah dengan makan antibiotik, dia akan affect minuman Yakult yang I minum? So Lactobacillus casei shirota ni ialah bakteria yang found inside Yakult. So, sebab kita tahu kan, Yakult tu ialah bakteria, and then antibiotik ni ialah antibakteria, dia akan bunuh Yakult tu. So I nak find out, adakah benda tu benar? So this is my whole bio IA basically. Alright, so first things first, your introduction. Okay, apa yang you kena ada dalam your introduction is an intro lah, which is apa tu Lactobacillus casei shirota strain. Okay, so basically they are strains of bacteria found in probiotic drink Yakult. Okay, so ayat ni, this fakta does not come from my brain. It comes from somebody. That's why I kena cite. So ni cite I, citation. So again, anything yang not come from you and it's not common knowledge, like the sky is blue, benda tu is common knowledge, tak payah cite. Tapi benda-benda macam ni, yang it doesn't come from you and it's a fact, you kena cite. You kena cite orang yang cakap benda tu. Okay. And then in my intro, I also have probiotics are basically live microorganism that when administered in adequate amount confer a health benefit on the host. Again, benda ni bukan I yang cakap. It is this person yang cakap. That's why I kena cite dia. Okay, as the bacteria improves the overall health of the gut by increasing the number of helpful bacteria in the digestive system. Apa. Okay. And then in my intro juga, kan kita kena ada personal engagement, right? So this is my personal engagement. Why do I choose this research question? Sebab in my family, we always drink probiotic drink, especially Yakult in the morning. Tapi kadang-kadang we eat antibiotic when we're sick, and we eat Yakult also. So that's why I question, does the consumption of common antibiotic affect the presence of Lactobacillus casei shirota bacteria found in probiotic drinks? Kan? So itulah benda yang I nak jawab dalam my bio I ini. Adakah dengan minum Yakult yang ada bakteria tu, lepas tu I makan antibiotik, will the antibiotic kill my Yakult? So I also say, why is this research question so important to me? It is important to answer this question because if this experiment proves that this bacteria will not be killed by the antibiotic, so it's fine lah. Minum je Yakult tu and then makan antibiotic, it's fine. Tapi if not, maknanya rugi lah you dah minum Yakult, lepas tu antibiotik tu akan bunuh all the bacteria. So baik tak minum Yakult tu. Macam tu lah. So this is my reason for why I choose this research question, because it has a personal meaning to me. That's called personal engagement. Or ask your teacher what it means. Okay, so to answer this question, you kind of write the methodology that you use and how it's done. Macam tu. I think you can read yourself. Okay, lepas tu, this is investigation. The second part, investigation. So this is the hypothesis. Hypothesis ni ialah a smart guess. So this is my smart guess, which is the presence of this Lactobacillus casei shirota found inside the Yakult will not be affected by the common antibiotics such as this, and this. Sebab apa? Sebab apa I come up with this hypothesis? Sebab the claim done by Yakult in their website yang cakap boleh je makan Yakult dengan antibiotik. So hence I have this hypothesis. Again, if you can see, the pattern is anything you say, you kena ada backup. Kenapa you cakap benda ni? It's either you cited, kalau benda tu fakta you cite, atau kalau benda ni opinion, macam mana you boleh come up with this opinion? Sebab this thing yang you read inside the website macam tu. Okay, and then we go to variables. Variables, independent and also dependent variable. Independent variable ialah benda yang berubah lah basically, you know this. And then benda yang berubah for my experiment was the antibiotic use, which are cephalexin, ciprofloxacin, cefuroxime, amoxicillin, trihydrate, and metronidazole. Okay, then kenapa I use this antibiotic dalam so many antibiotics in the world? Why did I use this antibiotic? Because these antibiotics were chosen because they are the most common antibiotic prescribed to the average adult patient in Malaysia. Sebab I live in Malaysia, so the antibiotic that I will be prescribed are commonly these 5. That's why. Nampak tak? Everything yang I buat, I ada reason dia. Macam tu. And then dependent variable. Benda yang you ukur, which is the presence of this bacteria. Okay, you baca benda ni kan. So basically, just to give you a rough idea of what my experiment is, it's macam ni. Basically what I did is, this is a petri dish kan. So I akan letakkan all the Yakult here, okay. Imagine all the Yakult kat sini, macam tu. Lepas tu, tak ada benda, all this bulat-bulat ni lagi. And then lepas tu, I akan letak this antibiotic. Dia basically a filter paper yang I celup dalam antibiotik, lepas tu I letak kat sini. Lepas tu I letak kat sini, I letak kat sini, I letak kat sini. Like one petri dish is one type of antibiotic. Okay, so then after a few days, I akan measure dia punya ni, inhibition zone. So the idea is like this. This antibiotic ni, dia akan kill the bacteria. So leaving this, like this area of red color. This is called the inhibition zone. So I akan measure dia punya inhibition zone. So nampak tak, this inhibition zone is smaller. This one is bigger. So maknanya this antibiotic boleh kill more bacteria than this antibiotic. Okay, that's basically the idea of it lah. I really hope you understand. Okay, and so I write lah, how dependent variable ni is measured. Okay, and then my constant variable. This is benda yang I kept constant. All these things. You can see, ambil kau. All these are the things that I kept constant. So if you can see, right, I'm very detailed. Like ambient temperature that I kept constant. So ambient temperature means the surrounding temperature. Okay, so how did I kept this thing constant? Petri dishes were left in laminar flow cabinet with constant temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that why this temperature? To simulate the human body temperature. See, the method of controlling and the reason to control it. And how did I did it? Which is putting it in a laminar flow cabinet. Okay, in case you don't know, this is a laminar flow cabinet. The one yang dalam lab tepi cikgu punya meja tu, to keep things constant. Okay, and then you can read lah the constant variable yang lain. And also one more thing, every time you have a table ke apa, you have to have this thing bawah ni, which is apa benda table ni? Macam table 2 shows the constant variable of the experiment and the reason and method of controlling them, so that people know, oh, table ni talks about this thing. Okay. And then for 2.3, which is the preliminary experiment. What is preliminary experiment? It's basically the test drive of my experiment. Sebelum I buat my experiment yang betul-betul, this is my test drive. So, I cakap, a preliminary experiment was carried out to examine if any necessary alterations are needed. Like I said, it is a test drive before I do the real deal. So the method used in this preliminary experiment was the same as in my methodology later. However, you see, in my preliminary experiment, the agar that I used was nutrient agar. Okay, so what's an agar? Agar is basically this petri dish kan, you put agar, this thing here, this jelly thing here, that's agar. So from my preliminary experiment, I realized that I used nutrient agar and the bacteria grew too rapidly and built more aggressive metabolism against this antibiotic. So it's not good lah basically. So I changed it in my real experiment. So nampak tak? In my preliminary experiment, I made some mistake and then I adjust it so that my real experiment will not repeat that mistake. That's the whole point of preliminary experiment. Okay. Lepas tu, my procedures. In procedures macam biasa, you kena ada apparatus and then material. Okay, apparatus, yang penting kena ada measurement, uncertainties and quantities. Uncertainties ni you ask your teacher how to calculate or you can Google it. And then these other materials. Again, the measurement and the quantity. Right, and then methodology. Okay, methodology is the steps you take for the experiment itself lah. So be very thorough. Like mine had, I think you see 12 methods if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 12 methods. And in each method kan, yang I akan tulis sebab kenapa I buat benda tu. And like I said, very detailed. Contoh, 12 glass petri dishes were sterilized with cotton dipped in ethanol before they were placed into an autoclave chamber with temperature set to specifically 121 degrees Celsius. For how long? In what pressure? See, it's really specific. And why did I do this? The purpose is to kill microorganisms. You see, if you read through my methodology, you can see that everything that I do, I akan cakap reason kenapa I buat benda tu. Okay, for example, this one lah. The circle of filter papers are then kept inside the sterilized petri dish. Kenapa? To prevent contamination. Like that. It's very thorough, I feel. This is what I feel macam get me a good score because I'm really thorough. Everything I do ada reason dia. And then, satu lagi, my whole experiment ni, yang I buat measure this inhibition zone, this whole methodology ni, bukan I yang come up with it. So, I need to cite the person yang come up with this methodology. it's this person, Björ A.W. Kerbini. Okay. So macam tu lah, you kena like very honest. Like if it's not come from you, you kena cite. It's okay if it doesn't come from you, tak apa pun, because you're not expected to be like a scientist semua. As long as you just cite it, give credit to people who actually think about it. Okay. Next, we have risk assessment. Obviously, you boleh baca yourself the risk assessment. Basically, risk assessment ni ialah things that you have to consider in this experiment. So, for example, mine was safety issue. Sebab kita guna bacteria kan, ethanol, and then sterilized apparatus. All these things, it might be dangerous. So, how I overcome it lah. And then some ethical issues that might rise, and then some environmental issues. You baca lah And then the protocol diagram. So basically this is what I did. Like this is a diagram of what I did. So you label nice everything, okay? And then data collection and processing. Okay. Now you dah buat your experiment semua, you kena collect data kan. So the thing yang you collect is raw data and it's quantitative data. So buat a good table in your own way, however you collect your data. Lepas tu kena ada control set. Selalu my teacher memang emphasize control set. And then basically to give you an idea of what it is, dia macam ni. This is the antibiotic, right? Cephaloxacin, for example. And then Petri dish 1A. So for example, this is cephaloxacin antibiotic. And this is Petri dish 1A. And then dalam Petri dish 1A ni ada 4 quadrant. So this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Macam tu. So and then like I said, Petri dish 1A, quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the diameter of inhibition zone after how many hours? Okay, so after 0 hours, at 0 hours, dia kosong. So dia belum bertindak lagi. And then after 24 hours, which is after 1 day, the inhibition zone is 2.3. After 2 days, 2.3. And after 3 days is 2.4. Okay, in all this quadrant. And then this is 1B. It's still the same thing. It's still this antibiotic. So I had 8 different quadrant for the same antibiotic. I hope you understand. It's okay if you don't, but this is an idea of what I did. And then important thing about table like this is you have to have your unit and also your uncertainties. Okay, and then yeah, this is raw data. Okay, and then qualitative data. This is quality, not things yang you can measure. So still raw data, tapi things yang you can see, you can smell, you can feel, things like that. So you can read yourself. For example, this one, for antibiotics that has inhibition zone, okay, the inhibition zone were apparent as a circle-shaped translucent color seen around the filter paper. This is what I meant. This is a bit translucent color compared to this. This is quite opaque, right? So this is translucent color. To be honest, this was more like it. This is a translucent color compared to this opaque. Yeah, mine wasn't red, sorry, it was like this. Okay, so that was what I see. That was a raw data that I collected and what I saw, not what I calculated. Okay, so this is what you can see. And then after you have your raw data, you need to process your data. So this is the part where you process your data. Calculation of mean and standard deviation. All right, so I calculated the mean for each antibiotic. Okay, so but I had 8 quadrants, right, for each antibiotic, for example. Okay, for example, this one, cephaloxacin. I had 8 different quadrants. So this is after 0 hours. Is in all the 8 quadrant, dia punya diameter dia ialah 0.00, tak ada langsung. And then after 24 hours, dia punya diameter dia ialah this one. And then after 2 days is this one. After 3 days is this one. Okay, so I've calculated the mean, right? And then I show how did I calculated the mean. I show the method. Okay, this is what you have to do. You have to show the method and also the formula that you use. And then I said, okay, after finding the mean, this is what your teacher will tell you. After finding your mean, right, you need to find a standard deviation. So I find the standard deviation. How? Using this formula. And this is how I do it. Again, show the formula, show your method, and then your answer. And then I also find the percentage uncertainty of mean from the standard deviation. This is the formula again, this is the method, and this is the answer. It's always like that. And if you can see, right, if you read here, you will see that what is standard deviation and why is it important for me to calculate it. See, everything that I did has a reason. Okay, for example, after finding the mean, the standard deviation was also calculated. This value indicates how much individual diameter of inhibition zone are deviated from the mean. So lower standard deviation shows the most measured diameter are close to average. Higher standard deviation indicates that they are more spread out. So you see, like everything you do have a reason and you have to tell specifically why you do it. Macam tu lah. Lepas tu, I did a table, as you can see this, of what I calculated yang tadi, yang standard deviation, okay, mean kan tadi first, and then standard deviation and then percentage uncertainties. Okay, this form. This is the mean, standard deviation, and then percentage uncertainties. And I write it in a table sebab it's easier to see. Okay, like I said, make sure you have your unit and also your uncertainties. This is what your teacher want you to have. Okay, and then lepas tu, I did a bar chart. Okay, sebab it's very hard to see like this. You don't see anything. So having a bar chart, you can kind of see. Oh, rupa-rupanya macam ni. Control ni, lepas 3 hari pun tak ada diameter tu. Tapi cephaloxacin ni, which is the antibiotic ni, okay, after 24 hours, which is in this orange, after 24 hours, dia ada, oh, 2.25. Okay, and then after 48 hours, dalam grey ni, oh, dia ada, okay, a bit more. Lepas tu, after 72 hours, okay, dia ada lagi a bit more. Macam tu lah. And then, ciprofloxacin pula, you see, after 2 days, tak ada apa. The third day baru tiba ada dia punya diameter tu. And then, this one pun macam tu. And then, for this one, amoxicillin and metronidazole ni langsung tak ada. Okay. So, you nampak bar chart ni better daripada the table tadi. And then, this is statistical test. I think your teacher will want you to do this. Okay, what is a statistical test? Basically, it is to test whether, okay, the result yang you dapat ni, adakah dia dependent on your manipulated variable, which is your antibiotic, or is it a mere coincidence macam tu? Kalau you tak faham, you fahamkan this part. Like, you Google ke apa, tapi basically that is statistical test. If you can read, I think you will understand. Macam tu. Kalau dia null hypothesis, maknanya dia tak ada significant antibiotik yang digunakan dengan the result of the diameter. Kalau dia alternative hypothesis, maknanya betul antibiotik ni lah yang affect the diameter difference, bukan mere coincidence. Okay. So my statistical test was ANOVA test. And this was carried out in the next page. Okay, I did this ANOVA test in an Excel. How I did it was I Google macam mana nak buat benda tu. I think I saw YouTube and I learned from it lah. Dia ada banyak benda-benda ni. Total sum of square within, all this thing lah. Lepas tu critical value, F value, benda-benda macam tu lah. Okay. Kalau you tak nak buat ANOVA test ni pun tak apa. You buat benda lain. Tak apa, you tanya your teacher. Mine is just a guide for you. Okay. Lepas tu, you kena tulis sikit. After you buat this test, you perasan after everything you do, you kena explain what you did. Sebab orang takkan faham. Kau kasih like this screenshot, dia takkan faham. So you kena explain what did you do. So I pun explain what did I do. Alright. So basically, according to this result, because the F calculated value is larger than the F critical value, the null hypothesis is rejected. So the alternative hypothesis is accepted. Macam tu. I rasa you baca sendiri to see what it means. Okay. Lepas tu 6, data analysis. Once you know already yang, oh, betul lah, the antibiotic lah yang meng-affect dia punya diameter tu. So you pun boleh analyze your data. Apa data analysis ni? So basically, data tadi yang you can see your bar chart, right? This is your data. Now you collect tadi, and then you already process, and then you already make a bar chart. From this data, you analyze. Okay, from this bar chart, you analyze. Okay, control ni, memang kosong. Cephalosaxin ni, oh, first 24 hours is this much. After 48 hours is this much. After 72 hours is this much. Macam tu. You buatlah setiap satu ni. That's what I did in my data analysis. You see? Okay. From bar chart 1, generally 2 antibiotics created an inhibition zone while whatever. Lepas tu, I did each antibiotic. Okay, antibiotic, this created what? Antibiotic, this created what? Antibiotic 3, what. Lepas tu, I tulis. This is basically what you see sahaja, what you recorded only. Okay, discussion ni, this is the mahal part. This is where you explain what you see. Faham tak? So basically, contoh, cephalosaxin tadi. This is what you see kan? Kenapa boleh macam ni ya? Kenapa dia boleh average dia 2.29 after 24 hours? Kenapa? Sebab, okay, sebab ni. Cephalosaxin antibiotic is a type of cephalosporin antibiotic that interfere with the bacteria cell wall and then eventually killing the bacteria. This is why it killed the bacteria. So you read lah. I think you read this thing to get an idea of what a discussion is. And again, everything yang you say, yang bukan come out from your brain, and it's not an opinion, you kena cite if it's a fact, okay? And then, okay, you can read. Okay, you can keep on reading. Basically, you kena be very thorough. Like, kenapa benda tu boleh berlaku? This discussion part ni yang mahal. Okay? I did very thorough lah, I rasa. Like, I betul-betul kau punya this part. Like, I did a lot of research. I study, macam kat Google Scholar, semua-semua tu. And I read some books pasal bakteria ni. Macam tu. Okay? Alright. Lepas tu, number 8 is your strength of your experiment. For me, my strength was that I have very small standard deviation and the error bar was also small, and this is the strength of experiment. So what does this mean? This means that I have low random error caused by the environment. Besides that, I also have, if you can see, a systemic error that is low. Sebab apa? Sebab I chose apparatus. Okay, apparatus chosen for the experiment have low uncertainties. Okay, and then I tulis lagi lah apa-apa my strength semua. Basically, everything you say, you kena say the reason. Like I said again and again. Everything yang you cakap, you kena ada reason kenapa you cakap benda tu. Okay. And then weakness and suggestion for improvement. So basically, contoh dalam my experiment ni, my weakness was that humidity. I tak boleh nak control humidity ni. So I explain kenapa I tak boleh nak control humidity ni. Sebab the humidity was not measured and maintained, such as in the gut, as there was a lack of apparatus that can control and maintain the humidity. See, I explain kenapa I tak boleh buat benda ni. And then suggestion of improvement. How to improve this situation? You buatlah apparatus yang boleh. Macam tu. And then sensitivity of the ruler. And also large percentage error. So how that happened, why that happened, and also how can I improve this situation. And then for 10 is suggestion for extension. Okay, say if I were to extendkan this experiment, what can I do? Contohnya, my one was, kan I record setiap hari kan, macam after 24 hours, after 48 hours, after 72 hours. So in my extension ni, I suggest that instead of days, I measure it by hours. Macam tu. So that what? Kenapa you nak hours, kenapa tak nak days? So that this helps us better understand in how much time is exactly needed for each type of antibiotic to react to the bacterium. Okay, so on a practical level, this tells us that kalau you dah consume the probiotic ni, how many hours gap yang you perlukan sebelum you consume the antibiotic. Macam tu. Gap in hours. So on a practical level, ni lah sebab kenapa I nak buat eksperimen ni. So nampak tak, everything I do ada sebab. And I tulis kenapa I nak buat benda tu. Macam tu lah. Okay, conclusion and evaluation. Okay, conclusion ni and evaluation ni, you kena address back you punya hypothesis. So for example, I punya ni, the data of the investigation partially supports the hypothesis. Sebab apa? If you ingat, my hypothesis said that the Yakult tu, the probiotic tu, takkan di-kill oleh any antibiotic. That was my hypothesis. But that's not true because some did kill the bacteria. So, but some did not. So it was partially supported. Alright. Then I tulis lah to address the research question. Okay, the antibiotics cephaloxacin, ciprofloxacin, and cefuroxime acetyl are effective in killing this thing. Effective in killing. This comes to show that if a person were to be prescribed with this antibiotic, they are advised not to take Yakult cultured drink together. Sebab apa? Sebab this antibiotic will have bactericidal effect on this bacteria and hence render it ineffective. Tapi on the other hand, you can see that certain bacteria certain antibiotic will not kill the bacteria. Okay, so eventually, right, this table is to answer back my research question. That's the whole thing of your conclusion. You address your hypothesis and then you answer back your research question. So this is my answer. Again, what is my question? My research question is, what kind of antibiotic yang I boleh makan bersama Yakult, yang antibiotik tu takkan bunuh Yakult tu? So jawapan I ialah, okay, boleh tak antibiotik ni can be taken simultaneously with probiotic drink? Tak boleh. Cephaloxacin tak boleh. Ni pun tak boleh. Ni tak boleh. Ni boleh. Ni tak boleh. Macam tu lah. So this is the whole reason yang you buat banyak-banyak ni is to answer this research question. So itu sajalah. And then this is your bibliography. My bibliography ni, I tak buat manually. I buat guna a website called Mendeley. Let me spell it out. I think it's like this. Mendeley. Yes, Mendeley website. I download that thing and then you belajar lah dekat YouTube how to use that thing. Okay, itu saja. Hopefully it was helpful. All the best.